GameSHOUT Radio is property of GameSHOUT, a company of Red Planet LLC. All rights reserved. Executive producer, Andy Hodges. For live broadcast booking information, syndication, or advertising, email info@GameSHOUT.com. All comments expressed on the show are not necessarily those of GameSHOUT, Red Planet LLC, its advertisers, guests, or syndication affiliates. All music is licensed by ASCAP and BMI. Recordings of this broadcast prohibited without prior written consent. GameSHOUT Radio. The show is brought to you by ATI. Get your new X800 Radeon card today. And BFG Servers. For game server rentals, visit BFGServers.com. BFG Servers, where size does matter. GameSHOUT Radio, the #1 talk game station in the world.
And welcome back to GameSHOUT, the #1 video game technology radio station around the world. We're GameSHOUT.com, and you can check us out live on the internet. We're on the web, www.GameSHOUT.com. GameSHOUT.com. And if you want to chat with us live, we are in live chat on the GamesNet.net IRC network. You can check the the easiest way to get there. Go to the home page of GameSHOUT, click on chat. That will take you to our radio channel on irc.gamesnet.net. And my name is Andy Hodges. With me tonight, Captain Maverick, Egoraptor, Jadri, SexyJosh, TrickNeal, Soulrift, and Vicious. And speaking of Soulrift, I happened to do my regular thing today. When I arrived at the studio, go to the break room, get a drink. I usually get coffee, but tonight I just was in the mood for Pepsi. And I noticed that the break room is a mess. It's got, it looks like Soulrift has some kind of science project going on. There's cabbages everywhere. I haven't even asked you about this till we got on the air, Soulrift. What are you doing back there?
Well, admittedly, the cabbage mess, that's not from our science experiment. No, we're not blowing up cabbages. That was actually from me trying to make coleslaw.
Yep. The grapes were from me. We were trying out a little experiment we found, and what else was there, Soulrift?
Right, well, both of our science in the studio experiments that we are going to bring to you on the new and improved science show is fun with the microwave. So we were microwaving CDs and grapes.
You used our
Thursday tonight.
You used our microwave for that?
Yeah, there's no permanent damage. I mean, the smell will go away eventually.
Jeez.
Hey,
well,
that
I'm just
smell.
I'm thinking technically, how can a microwave survive out of this? I mean, I do smell like some smoke stench back there, but it's like the other day, you know. Josh went down to Wendy's and brought back some food for us, and the wrapper that comes. Oh yeah, it was cold, but you know that little thin aluminum that they have around the wrapper. He decided to put the entire burger in there with that paper, and that paper caught on fire. And that's a true story. You cannot put the Wendy's wrapper into a microwave to heat up the burger. It will catch fire.
Yeah, yes, it will.
Our fire alarm went off. We couldn't hear it because we're in a soundproof room. We're just sitting here, you know, having a good time, and we see everyone running out frantically, you know, through the hallway and stuff. We didn't know what was going on, but the security guard Bill told us all about it. He was showing up. He popped his trunk open. He had a fire extinguisher and everything, man. That guy is prepared.
I like this guy. He's something else. Except for that flashlight. Gosh, dog.
Well, Andy, you're just trying to cover up when I was playing Mega Man. I was on fire, man.
Yeah, as if.
Bill's a good guy, that security guard. You know, he always thinks that we're causing, how's he say it? A ruckus. We're always causing. He thinks that we're the problem in this office complex. That you boys at GameSHOUT, you're always causing a ruckus. And we don't do anything wrong. Sometimes we do cook on the grill out in the parking lot. You know, if we're hungry, we have a grill.
In my opinion. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we had nothing. There's no law that I can find that says we can't have a barbecue in the parking lot.
Well, he says we can't have it after dark.
He came out and took his fire extinguisher. He put out the fire, smoking that thing
Extinguisher.
down. And burgers and all were gone. I mean, what a waste. And told us that we're not allowed to cook out in the parking lot after dark because we're causing a ruckus.
Yeah, what a jerk.
You could just cook on my back when I'm playing Mega Man.
Here we go again.
You know what though? You know what though? Whenever we need Bill, he's there. I will say that. All problems aside.
He got rid of Ghost Freeman last night.
Yeah, we had Ghost Freeman that just kind of went right through the window last night as we were on the air. If you haven't heard that, we have it on recording on our podcast. You want to pick up the Wacky Wednesday podcast of this week. You will hear one of our listeners. His name is Ghost Freeman. That's his nickname. That's a name that he came up with, and we just happened to call him that. And he just broke in. We told him he couldn't come in, and Bill, the security guard, went after him. So, what did he say? We had a code 09 or something?
A code 9. Code 9.
Code 9er. Code
Yep,
9er.
Yep. Code 9er.
That's available on our podcast if you want to tune into that. He's a good guy, you know, just because, you know, he thinks we cause a ruckus around this office complex. I mean, no one else
By the way, what is a ruckus?
I'm not sure. Is it some nickname for causing a freaking scene? I don't know what it means.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look it up. Find the definition here. Ruckus, huh?
A ruckus. Yeah, I don't know what it is either. You know,
Aha, well, a ruckus is a noun. It is a disturbance, a commotion.
So
Well,
we're
thank you, Mr. Dictionary.
Well done,
The act of
Soulrift.
making a noisy disturbance.
So we make a noisy disturbance.
That sounds like us. Okay, I guess he's right.
I mean, yeah, we sometimes do. And when we leave for the night, we do sometimes squeal our tires in the parking lot, do donuts as we're leaving, because
yeah.
we're glad to leave work, you know?
Not me. You do.
You know, it's just my way of saying, see ya. You know, I'm leaving
Yeah.
work. I'm out of here. You know, and then he's got his little blue light flashing on his dashboard at me, you know, to scare me, to say don't do that again. And I just keep driving.
You should throw a smoke
And of
bomb
course,
at him.
Tina's just sitting beside him, giggling maniacally.
The main top dog here at the radio station, the main boss, he reads the security log every day. And all through the log, because the security guy keeps this diary of stuff that goes on, we're in it. I mean, it's like one big book about the GameSHOUT crew.
Well, the worst offender, of course, we know is Josh.
Yeah, I mean, his car leaks oil. All right, that's a ruckus right there in itself. You know.
Well, yeah.
I'm personally
something
a
like
hoot
that.
nanny. Don't forget, a ruckus is one level below a hoot nanny and one level above a hoedown.
That's it.
And on Halloween night, it wasn't that we did that much problems. I mean, we happened to
Halloween
work.
night, those were shenanigans, 2 levels above ruckus. One level above hoot nanny.
we were pretty bad.
Or so says Detective Bill or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Bill.
Code Niner. Well, like I said, if you guys want to hear
69er.
security guard Bill and what happened last night, you can download the podcast, Wacky Wednesday show, on our podcast. Go to our site, GameSHOUT.com, click on podcast. You'll see all of our podcast recordings. And we've got the wacky news from around the world. That is coming up. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
GamesNet.net is back, and with some announcements about their new IRC services.
Do not be alarmed if you hear anything unusual.
GamesNet was the first IRC network for gamers since 1996. Forget about those other nonsense IRC networks such as QuakeNet or coffee drinkers such as GameSurge. Join the first IRC network for gamers since 1996. GamesNet.net. Ooh, I love it! GamesNet.net.
Are you looking for a stable game server hosting company? Well, BFG Servers has been in business since 2001. Looking for a game server hosting company with real credibility? Well, BFG Servers is a premier provider of internet gaming, voice, and web hosting services. Are you looking for a responsive, knowledgeable technical support? Well, BFG Servers generally responds to account holder technical issues within 1 hour. BFGServers.com, when size does matter. Welcome back to GameSHOUT Radio. This is Captain Maverick, your host for the wacky news from around the world. We are coming at you from our bunker here deep in the annals of the GameSHOUT Radio studios. And we got a lot of fun for you tonight. We got some interesting things in the news. First of all, our top story tonight: the first face transplant operation has taken place. It's the first face transplant ever performed. It was done in France on a patient who had lost her nose, lips, and chin after being disfigured in an attack by a dog back in May. And she's been unable to speak or eat properly ever since then. The operations have been technically possible for several years, but ethical concerns have prevented approval of this procedure in the UK. The reason being is the donor's heart must still be beating during the removal of their face. How's that for an interesting idea?
Oh, man. Frankenstein type of stuff going on in the world.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I'm dying. Take off my face quick. Yeah, holy crud. Well, the woman, she's going to be able to, she's going to be on the immunosuppressant drugs that prevent her body from rejecting the transplant. You'd hate your body to reject your face, wouldn't you? The hospital said she's in excellent general health, that her new face will be kind of a hybrid between the previous one and the donors. I mean, her previous face and the donors. So it's going to be kind of a mix between the two people. She's not going to look like either one. Wouldn't that be weird?
So the donor, as you said, they have to be alive for this?
They have to be, their heart has to still be beating. Now, technically, they may not be alive. They may be brain dead.
Oh, okay. That's just weird, man. That's just too weird.
Oh, it is. It is. I thought, geez, gosh.
What happens?
Look in the mirror and see somebody else's face.
What happens at the funeral? They just keep it closed?
I would guess so. I mean, I don't know. Is there a donor card place on the back of the license where we can check to donate our face? I don't know. And nobody would want mine anyway, so I got a face for radio. Well, Stephen Avery, who was released after serving 18 years in prison for rape, has been exonerated based on DNA evidence. Now, Avery's charged with the murder of a 25-year-old Teresa Halbach, whose charred remains were found on Avery's property this month. Halbach's last known whereabouts, first of all, they released this guy from prison, okay? DNA evidence proves that he's not guilty of that rape. But then, a few days later, they end up arresting him for this murder. They find this lady's car and her car key in his bedroom. Her charge remains on his property. Now he faces several charges in addition to the first-degree murder. They also, the leg irons and handcuffs. Yeah, and they let him out on DNA evidence. Isn't that great? I love it.
I bet they feel dumb.
Yeah, wouldn't you think? All right, now who here knows Doctor Who? Now, I know, Jadra, you do it. Check this. You know what the Daleks look like? They're these round robots with these... That's it. And they've got this kind of an arm thing sticking out in front of them. They look like pods with wheels on them, and they kind of roll around going exterminate. All right? Well, the Daleks, the feared enemy of Doctor Who and the scourge of mankind, they've got a new hobby. Yeah, apparently they've abandoned extermination and slavery of the human race for chasing after naked women.
Ah, yeah.
Coming soon to a dingy adult theater near you, Abducted by the Daleks. It depicts the plunger-welding megalomaniacs having sex with 3 disco babes. Now, quite how they have sex with them is not really explained by the source. I'm kind of glad they left it out. But the movie, it's not affiliated with the BBC or Doctor Who's creators, and the estate of the creator, Terry Nation, he plans to sue. As a matter of fact, the estate director, Tim Hancock, has been quoted as saying, "Daleks do not do porn. They exterminate. And I know, Daleks. I can't imagine what they're doing. Now, out of Portland, Oregon, and I'm concerned, okay, because this sounds like it could be, well, he's a little bit old to be, somebody we know out in Portland, Oregon, but a Reno, Nevada resident, William Swanberg, he's 40 years old, he's been jailed and is charged with the theft of $200,000 worth of Lego building blocks. Lego building blocks. $200,000 worth of Lego building blocks. See, the suspect allegedly sold the hot toys on a website located at bricklink.com. Well, Swanberg's method of operation is quite simple. He'd enter a Target store, switch the barcode on an expensive Lego set with the barcode of a lesser expensive product. Now, he was caught by security at this Portland area Target store. Police found 56 Star Wars Lego sets, as well as 27 other sets in Swansburg's car. In his car, a laptop computer also found in his car contained mapping software showing several Target store locations in various states. Swanberg remains jailed on a $250,000 bond. $200,000 worth of Lego building blocks.
I bet he's just standing there right now.
Good.
Lego, my Lego!
Oh, that's just bad. Yeah.
Man, like he stole them to sell them? Yeah, right. He probably got them all to build a giant life-size X-Wing or something.
Oh, it's got to be something like that. It's got to be something. All right. Well, hang on a minute. We got your favorite commercial spoof of the night for you. Tonight, it's Britain's finest.
I am a man of class and sophistication, but there are times when even I want to become as inebriated as humanly possible for very little money. That is why I drink Britain's finest. Since 1828, it's a sophisticated,
It's just plain good. Yeah. Britain's finest. Well, at least we don't have anything like that over here, do we? Well, Vicious, this is just for you. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame organizers have announced yesterday that they plan that despite this year's rejections, the Sex Pistols, Leonard Skinner, and Black Sabbath are due to be inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame next year. That's right, the Sex Pistols, Sid Vicious himself, our old buddy Vicious, is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Wow, can't believe it. Good job, Vicious.
Name
well,
one
Miles
of their
Davis,
songs.
I couldn't even. Miles Davis, Blondie, they've also been inducted. However, the majority of the 2006 inductees have passed away. Miles Davis back in 91 of a stroke. The Sex Pistols bassist Sid Vicious, he overdosed back in 79 and is reincarnated in our little Vicious here. So now Leonard Skinner members, of course, they were killed in 77 in a plane crash. And yeah, Steve Jones from the Sex Pistols said, if I was 20, maybe I'd be upset about being inducted. Upset? Interesting. But it's all part of the game. And also that he resented the band's rejection on 4 other occasions. Well, yeah, they were rejected on 4 other occasions. They don't make music. Do you call that music? I mean, name one of their songs. Come on, Vicious.
Satisfaction.
That was the Stones, and they're too old.
Oh, yeah. Senior citizens.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hey, you guys hear about the new Champlain College has announced a new bachelor's degree in electronic gaming programming.
Tell me more, Captain Maverick.
Oh, it's true. I mean, this is real. Teens with a penchant for video games now have a new major to consider in college. 1 year after rolling out New England's first bachelor degree in electronic games and interactive development, Champlain College in Vermont is launching another interactive gaming major. Starting in the fall of 2006, the new bachelor's degree is in electronic game programming. It's going to offer a deep selection of technology courses for students who want to, focus on coding, this side of, the coding side of this industry. I mean, it's a huge growing industry. Looks like fun, guys. Yeah, you ought to come on down, Soulrift, and check it out. The program allows students to combine their love of games and game theory with their passion for challenge for the programming. Champlain College says that the video game industry growing at an incredible rate. The well-educated and expertly trained programmers will be in peak demand. So hey, Champlain College, that's the next one.
I'm not much of a programmer.
Well, you could be.
The only language I do programming in these days is Tiny Mush.
Tiny Mush? What's that?
Yeah, it's a language that's used for these sort of text-based online games like MUDs, MUDs, multi-user dungeons.
Oh, okay. Well,
so
multi-user
that's the only
dungeon.
language I'm any good at.
Sounds kind of, a little off the beaten track there, pal. I didn't know you were into that sort of thing.
Well, it's a very
slap and tickle
programming language.
Okay. Well, I don't doubt you. Well, a woman from Houma, Louisiana, was unhappy after receiving cold food at a restaurant in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Now, the restaurant attendant at the Malt and Burger, remember last night we had the story about the Burger King restaurant where the customer complained and the Burger King attendant slashes his throat. I mean, I would have been concerned about complaining about food in a burger joint anymore, but this Molten Burger guy, he refused to bring a fresh plate of onion rings to Sharita Williams after she complained that they arrived cold. So Sharita, she became so angry when the server refused to replace the food, she dials 911. She calls the police to sort out the issue. Now instead, Sharita, 30, was arrested and issued a summons for a December court date. Yeah, she's been charged with misuse of the 911 system. Thank goodness. And right on track, police chief in Montclair, California, shot and wounded a man allegedly trying to hijack a freight train using a homemade bow and arrow. Yeah, the engineers bailed from the engine, and responding officers shot the man when he pointed the arrow at them. You point that at me, I'll shoot you too. Now, once the smoke cleared, prosecutors, they considered the case of this, let's see, was it Wavenito Camareo. He's 43. They're trying to figure out what to charge him with. The train, it's a motor vehicle, says Deputy District Attorney, so they say it's a clear case. It's a train, it moves, it's diesel. Thus, he's being charged with carjacking. Carjacking. And since the train had 71 cars, they had filed 6 dozen counts on him.
Oh, gosh.
I love it. Dragnet, a bank robber in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, wasn't stupid. When he wrote the note, his demand note, it was on the back of a pay stub from a local car wash. Yeah, he used a marker to cross out his name. He wasn't that stupid. He wasn't going to, leave his name on there, so he crosses out his name. At the end of the sentence, demanding the money, he used a smiley face in place of a period. He left behind the note. He fled with the loot. Police were able to make out his name anyway and arrested Michael Drennan, 26. It wasn't a huge forensic undertaking, said the police spokesman. We just put it under a light. And it wasn't a huge interrogation either. They just put Drennan under a light. I hate stupid criminals. What a bunch of idiots. And let's get to the terror in the aisles. I got a couple of penis stories for you. Sorry about that. But Charlotte, North Carolina, lighting up a cigarette, and guy started peeing down the aisle of flight number 1502 en route from Orlando to Washington, D.C. They landed. The unidentified passenger is definitely in hot water. The man identified, or the man identity was unrevealed. They kept it secret. Well, he was intoxicated. Duh. And he was acting extremely inappropriately. According to United Airlines spokesperson, pilots diverted the flight. They landed in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, the FBI and Charlotte police, they avoided further press inquiries regarding the urine trouble of Flight 1502. We've got to find out more about that. But this, guys, this guy is a true man. In Fremont, California, 50-year-old Grandmaster Tu Jin Tseng. He's known for performing incredible feats of strength with his Johnson. That's right. And once again, he displayed the uncanny strength of his penis by using it to pull a truck across a parking lot. Clad in a black tank top and leather boots, Shin tied up a strip of blue cloth to his purple helmeted soldier, and, he tugged this thing right across the parking lot. The assistant then proceeded to kick him in the genitals prior to the feet to, toughen him up. Once he was attached to the vehicle, he pressed against 2 nearby men who offered resistance, and truck pulled it about several yards, and 20 people witnessed the incredible display. His wife kept snapping photos throughout the whole ordeal. Oh, what a blast this was. Well, this is the wacky news from around the world. Captain Maverick wishing you all a good night and good news. Back to you, Andy.
We got science coming up next, hosted by Soulrift. Stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.
This is GameSHOUT Radio, the #1 talk game station in the world. Visit GameSHOUT.com for more info. GameSHOUT. GameSHOUT.
Well, you've made a smart choice today.